All right, since we played Wednesday, I did go and expand our infrastructure a little bit. I went and filled out all of our furnaces here for our iron smelting, although not everything is connected, which is fine. We don't need it to be connected. I just wanted to have some things in place. We don't even have the inserter set up over here. Also went and got our second copper line going here. Not that our copper mining is much of a thing, but just wanted to have it ready to go. Over here. We weren't even using all the copper from one line, but soon we'll be using more, and it was like, I may as well go ahead and hook that up. The other thing is I did go and build up the second line of power generators, and these are 20 boilers each here. There was some confusion last time because I kept looking at the throughput of the offshore pump and didn't realize it was only pumping what was needed, so it was messing up my little math over there, but we should be okay. So we got tons of power right now. If I do click on the power pole, it's going to be a little deceptive about how much power we've got. You can see here it looks like we're using a quarter, maybe even a fifth of a total power here. Yeah, less than a quarter. But it's because most of our miners aren't actually operating right now. They're all just sitting idle, so we're not using a whole lot of juice. But with the system up, we are going to use a lot. More than one line of power, I think just over, but barely so. Yeah, we played Satisfactory on stream once, and we'll probably go back to it, but not yet. Bump, bump, bump. Leap year gift subs, that's funny. Oh, bits from Silverfish. Excellent. Yeah, let's get some more emotes. That would be nice. So one of the things we want to do today is we want to get our blue science started, because we've got all of our research is currently pending on blue science packs. And blue science packs need, and this confuses me, they need sulfur, like actual raw sulfur as an input. When did that happen? Did it happen as part of the version 17 change-up, or is that a more recent redo?
It's whiskey and chocolate.
Hey, it's whiskey and chocolate, and we got the choo-choo going on. Whiskey and chocolate. Oh, from Crincy. Speaking of programming streams, will you be doing the next Let 'em Dare? Want to take the weekend off from work again so I can watch it entirely? As always, love the content. Thanks for being awesome. Well, thank you very much. The intention is most likely to do the next Let 'em Dare. That's in 105 days. So we do have a while before we get there, but certainly that would be the hope. 16.6 big oil controversy. I haven't looked at Grifflands yet, but it does seem interesting. And yes, Poe, it's not live yet. I think it's live in 2 hours, right? The new patch. So we'll do that. Although the thing is, and I think this is an age thing, I find my my hand gets tired really quickly if I'm doing a lot of clicking or a lot of WASD stuff. So if I'm doing a first-person shooter or playing something like Path of Exile, I find my hands get really sore really quickly, and my right shoulder, if I'm mousing a lot, will get that. Which I gotta assume is a little bit of an age buildup kind of thing. I mean, admittedly, I'm in the computer all the freaking time, and probably I should just take a few days away from it kind of thing. But I don't know how much I can Poe in a sitting anymore. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. It's bold assuming the world will still exist in 100 days. Oh yeah, for Let 'em Dare? Yeah. Yeah, and I think it is like just repetitive stress kind of thing. You know, gotta look after that. Funny little things that build up over time. So that's like my one hesitation with Poe, but I'll probably dabble with it because the Harvest League does sound like it's going to be really cool. I considered streaming it, but it doesn't start for 2 hours, and it was like, nah, it's going to be an odd time. Plus, there tends to be queues and lags and stuff like right at the start of a league. So, okay, so blue science packs. Now, blue science packs require sulfur, and typically, back in the days, I would never consider bussing sulfur. Like, for battery production, there was always a little bit of a thing because battery needs sulfur and it needs iron and copper. But usually I just get some iron and copper over to the area where I'm building the batteries, which is usually kind of close to the oil. And it'll probably be similar to what we do with the plastics here, where we use a little bit of belts to get some of those and we belt back over there. It's so close that a train would be like really kind of silly and would just introduce a lot of lag to the system. So while this transport belt looks a little bit long, it's like a fraction of the resources of a train. Though yes, we do like trains. However, now that we need raw sulfur for the science packs, not to mention we can use sulfur for making explosives, right? Like that. And then we can also use it for, well, I mean, your batteries can be there as well. Like they need sulfuric acid as opposed to sulfur. So, I mean, unless we end up piping sulfuric acid over here, but I don't think that's the thing. So what I'm wondering, do we just have a bus line for sulfur? I don't know how many things use sulfur other than explosives and other than the science pack. I don't know if anything else needs sulfur. So I'm going to open that to discussion as to whether we want to bust some sulfur and then we can produce our blue science packs over here somewhere, and as well as our explosives and stuff. Or do we just bring the iron and copper, which really... Well, iron and copper for the science packs, we'd also need to bring red circuits and engine units. I don't think we're making the science packs over here. I think the thing to make sense is to bust the sulfur, even if we don't use much of it. But before we do that, we have to address the problem that our coal is running out very quickly. Sulfuric acid for mining uranium. Yeah, but that's different. That's not sulfur. That's sulfuric acid, and mining uranium is like almost certainly, like, we've got a big uranium patch over here. We'd probably load the sulfuric acid on a train, deliver it here, and then have another train stop to pick up the uranium and bring it to wherever we're doing a refining or something like that. So, but yeah, I think coal, when this runs out, we're going to be in a really dire straits because obviously our power is going to come crawling to a halt. So I propose the first thing we do is actually set up a train track for coal. Now, at this point, since we're going to be running multiple trains and things like this, it feels like we should probably develop our dual, our dual track setup. I don't know how to word it, but, you know, bi-directional tracks instead of just using one track for both directions. So I think we need to do that. Oh, it's true, we can liquefy coal and then use that to build sulfur. That is actually an interesting idea. We could start on sulfur, on solar panels. In fact, I do have solar panel production right over here because I want to have some banked up. The thing is, for a proper solar panel setup, we're going to want accumulators and ideally substations. And I believe... substations are locked in over here, and do accumulators come next, or they might be a different thing, or maybe we may already have accumulators. Yeah, we already have accumulators. But I think accumulators need batteries, don't they? Yeah, so they need batteries. So in practice, we can't do a proper solar setup yet. I mean, technically, yes, but in practice, no. Now, we still don't have the construction stuff. I can't import my old blueprints or anything like that. But that's okay. We can probably work it out. Now, in a sense, you can do a train track that's this far apart. That's a perfect gap for a power station, a large power cable, which is just lovely. However, in practice, I think what we want to do is we want 2 apart like this. Well, which is actually 4 tiles gap. This gives us enough room, I think, for a... what do you call the stations where the bots go? Are they beacons? No, they're not beacons. What the hell do you call them? Anyway, those things. I think they're 3x3, or actually, I think they're 6x6. Roboport. Thank you very much. The Roboports. I think they're 6x6. Someone in chat might be able to correct me. So there'd be enough room in there. I don't think we're going to do what I often do on maps, where we necessarily Roboport literally the entire world together, because it is going to be fairly spread apart, and I kind of don't want to cheese things too much with bots. I would, if this wasn't Rail World, first of all, things would be closer together, so the bots would have an easier time flying there, and they'd be respawning bases, which means we'd constantly have to worry about repairing some stuff. But since this is Rail World and bases don't respawn, we don't really have to worry about constant repair, which is mostly what I like the bot stuff for. Roboports are 4x4. Okay, either way, so... yeah, 4x4. And this is 4x4, so it's a perfect fit. Yes. I couldn't remember if they were 3x3 or 4x4. I don't know why I was saying 6x6, because obviously that would be crazy. But in any case, if we have a 2-gapper here, we can fit Roboports. Now, we may not do it, but this is like the layout I normally use. The thing is, the slightly larger gap also makes it a lot easier to navigate some... Okay, I'm just dying. It's fine. Navigate some corners and stuff, too. Indiscriminate grenading. You can test any building that's placing its ghost. Avik, that's great. Now, how do I get a ghost of a Roboport if I can't build it right now? And I can't import blueprints because for some reason they decided that you can't even import strings until you do stuff. Like, there's no way for me to get a ghost otherwise. In fact, without blueprints, even if there's something I can build, I don't think I can go and just generate a random ghost, right? Oh, can I force it in the quick bar? Even if I haven't unlocked it? So we don't have the tech yet. But that's a great point. Because if it was something that was in my quick bar that I don't have for some reason, like I don't have flamethrower turrets. If I click on this, no. Holding shift. If I want to put a ghost to this flamethrower turret, are you guys sure that works? I think they just changed it. I am shift clicking. Shift clicking does nothing. Shift right click does nothing. Shift middle click is the same as middle click, which clears it. There's a setting in the game settings. I'm not going to poke around and do all this. Yes, I think you have to... And that's what I've been saying, is I think unless we have one... Like, so for here, like, I can put down all my ghosts of this because I have a radar. And even if I didn't have a radar, as long as I had a blueprint, I could do this. But it's just getting the initial thing on, like, your copy and paste. If you don't have access to, like, blueprint input... If we can import blueprints, we could import blueprints of things that we don't have yet. And then we could put down ghost images. But I think we're sort of in a bit of a chicken and the egg. Yeah, no, I looked at multiple pages. You got to use your words to tell me which page. You can't just say, well, it's the one you didn't look at. Well, I'm assuming it's not sound. Is it under interface? And then where in there? I'm not going to sit here and read each one of these, so you guys will have to let me know. Pick ghost item if no items are available. And then show all items in selected list, because this by itself won't work. This, okay, if that does that, so now I can do my flamethrower turret. That works. But I still don't have access currently in here to my roboports. But is that the final option there? And does this actually show everything? Oh, that's rocket silo. But yeah, okay, that does work. Cool. Again, you have to be specific, and remember there's always chat lag too. It's one of the things. People are always spamming various messages, and I guess it's not under military. Roboport's over here, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. And then I can place those. Yeah, so it's an exact fit. But I still don't think... All this discussion stemmed from me saying, I don't think I'm going to be roboporting all this. I want to leave enough room for it, but I don't actually need it. Is there any... There's no option other than... I think people said it's at map generation time that, like, unlocks the full, like, blueprint capacities from the start. Or there's, like... There may be a console command, but I don't want to mess with that because I think it might break achievements, which... doesn't really matter because I've got all the achievements already in Steam. Am I actually full? Okay, we'll fix that later on. So, 1, 2, boom. Let's make a... I guess we'll make a corner. Actually, I don't tend to put down corners. It's very rare, and if I need a corner, I can always hand draw it. Generally speaking, when I'm going to build a corner, what I actually do is build a T-junction. I should just use a ghost mode here to balance it out properly. It's always really fuzzy to get rid of that last little wonky bit. I mean, I guess I could copy this corner anyway. Because I think I can still sort of force to put in a thing. I should probably put a power cable in the middle of this. Grab it, say here, same amount on both sides. And I think I can paste. No, I can click it down. Yeah, there we go. Although I still can't make blueprint books right now. Drives me crazy. I can't organize my blueprints yet. I can't start on my rail book. But yeah, while I'm here, oh shit, you're in a bad place. I have to redo you. Because I do want this, but I want to have room. The straight line over here. That's going to be better. Let's go into my book. Delete you. Whiskey and chocolate. 1 second. Weird kid, thank you. And actually, if I can only grab, there you go, one straight segment extra, I'll feel a little bit better about that. So we'll get you in here. Corner. Is there a way? I mean, for the art, it's just based on these icons, right? I can't, like, get... Can I get the preview to be part of the icon to show the bend? Wouldn't surprise me if there is a thing for that, but it's never something I've experimented with. So if it exists, someone would have to tell me. Let's go and nuke this a little bit. And hang on, we'll check that message in just a second. Whiskey and chocolate from that one weird kid. Love the streams are a great quarantine lockdown distraction. Keep me from going totally crazy. Well, me too. My roommate, on the other hand, has had enough of being stuck with me. He actually threw a can of soda in my head like yesterday. Woof. Luckily, it was a soft drink. Should be a curved rail icon in the icon list. Or you're just saying there should be, not that there is. Because you can... English is dumb, because it can definitely be read both ways. Okay. And I do have some signals on me. The icon got lost in the upgrades. And that's part of the problem too, right? Factorio is still under heavy development. Very much a moving target for things. I don't want to do the power. I guess that's fine. I'll probably adjust some of these blueprints later anyway. Okay, so now we need signals. Now, when you're doing any kind of intersection, you want a regular signal on all of your exits. So there's an exit here, here, and here. And then on all your entrances or intermediate bits, you want to use chain rail signals. Now, what I'm not going to do here, you can have some subsignals over here, because really a train can be going straight here while another train here is making a right without having to stop. Now, I'm a little bit leery about just eyeballing this, because there's a chance that I will F this up, and what will happen is we'll actually end up in a situation. There needs to be certain key areas. You will end up in a situation where I accidentally make something that will cause traffic blocks. And cause the whole thing to come apart. Now, either this will work and I've overshot the number of signals I need, or it won't work and trains will get stuck. One of those two is almost certainly the case if I'm doing this way. The colored lines, so, and this wasn't originally in there, which is really, really, really nice. The colored lines show you the different blocks. Basically, the signals subdivide your tracks into little blocks like this, and only one train can occupy each block at a time. So only one train can be in this dark blue block, for example. However, it's a little fuzzier than that because the chain signals sort of connect things. If there's any train in the yellow bit, the pink one should get blocked as well. But again, I don't feel very comfortable doing all the signals just on the fly like this and hope we don't get stuck. If we do a four-way intersection, I probably won't bother at all. But I think this is probably okay. Well, we'll find out when the first train gets stuck here. It's a very easy one to just miss something. Probably at least mostly okay. Alright, let's continue this way. The mod list did get updated, by the way, and I did go and install a mod that people had brought up. I think it's called Always Day or something like that. So we have no more day-night cycle. The day-night stuff, like, it's really neat, and I really like to see everything lit up at night, but it's not great for streaming because when it gets dark, encoding gets really fluffy. Yeah, we'll get the electricity set up again in a bit. I mean, luckily, it's this thing that almost every, like, movie maker, filmmaker, television person knows. You don't want video that's super duper dark. because it encodes so badly that it just ends up looking like noise. Like, imagine, for example, what's a TV show I can think of with really amazing, visually impressive cinematic scenes? Let's say something like Game of Thrones, for example. Imagine that you were the developer for Game of Thrones, and there was a scene. It was the biggest, one of the most important battles in the entire franchise. And let's say you decide to shoot it like really dark at night, very, very, very low light. It would look absolutely terrible in any kind of digital format. And in fact, even broadcast television, a lot of people's televisions wouldn't show it properly. That would be the dumbest thing someone would ever do. So you would never, ever, ever do that, because that would just be moronic, right? We can all agree. So anyway, because, I mean, admittedly, I'm not as smart as the people who'd be behind such a large hit show that was just like basically printing money, and they'd never want to make any sort of really stupid mistake. But still, even my own small way, I thought maybe we'll add a little bit more lighting to Factorio. Guys, remember when Game of Thrones was relevant? And how, like, overnight it became, like, completely irrelevant? And the other thing is, on these long straights, you do want to break things up with little signals, because again, by default, only one train can be allowed per block, so we need to subdivide this into multiple little blocks. All right, that's going to be okay for now. You hop out. I don't improve the encode. I mean, because everything with encoding is a give, right? The idea, all encoders, whether, like, even, like, say, a JPEG, right? So we're not even dealing with motion anymore. What the idea is, okay, to compress this image, and really video is just a string of images, we need to be able to discard information that won't hurt the final image. And the code you come up with for that, what can be thrown away without losing value? Usually you design it so that it works on almost everything, but there's usually some edge cases. If you've ever seen, like, if you have a drawing with a lot of straight lines and edges, right, as opposed to a photograph, and you save it as a JPEG, you're going to see tons of artifacting that you would never notice. Because the way JPEGs save a lot of space is by, to a certain extent, encoding each block of an image as a series of information about how much it's different from the pixel and the block next to it. And that's why when you have a sharp, straight edge, it becomes really fuzzy and blurred in a JPEG. It's because, I think this thing might be in the way. It's because there's not a gradual change in intensity from one side to another. Oh, for the bots. It would be nice to have some bots right here. Oh, that's already there. So anyway, the same thing happens with video. You have to decide what can be thrown out without losing too much quality. And humans are, like, really sensitive to changes in some visual things and really not sensitive to changes in others. Oh, it's because I can't reach it. I'm like, hold on, why isn't this blueprint working? And anyway, however it turns out, I think it has to do with, like, subtle changes in lighting intensity aren't so noticeable. So that's a good thing to throw out, as opposed to actual, like, color information. So when you got a screen that's, like, almost black, you end up with, like, really weird distortions, and you've lost a lot of information, so it makes it hard to see. I'm not an expert on those, on any of those, but I've read enough to, like, because of curiosity, like, how is this supposed to work? And why doesn't it work sometimes? Yeah, you can do lossless JPEG. Obviously, those images are going to be a hell of a lot bigger. It's also really noticeable when you do pings. Sometimes you, like, save the same image in a JPEG and a ping. One ends up way clearer, one ends up way smaller. Sometimes it doesn't make a difference. Sometimes one's huger, but you can't actually tell the difference in quality. I was going to say, this is going to be just in the way here. But I don't really need to worry about that right now. I think what I'll do, I mean, we could weave around it, but I'm just going to go Because there's still only the one train that goes down here for now. Do this, and then, yeah, we'll weave around. Actually, what we'll probably do by the time we come back down here is we'll probably have cliff explosives. As soon as we get sulfur production, we can start making cliff explosives. So we'll just do that. I'm here because I want to hook up this coal. I did go and clear, I think there was a couple more alien bases over here. I did go and clear them because I knew we'd be working this coal pretty soon. Some people say PNG. Sometimes I say PNG, sometimes I say ping. Ping is shorter. Fewer syllables, so I like to say ping. I can't believe we don't have enough grenades. That's unfortunate. To clear all this. Maybe I should just go back. It might save some time. You know what? I'm going to want to clear a few more trees. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Plus, I still need to reconnect the power here. Let's do that. One of the funniest abbreviations is www, right? For like your web addresses. www has more syllables than World Wide Web. So I usually find myself saying something like World Wide Web dot, you know, google.com or whatever. Not that people usually specify... Oops, hold on. I still have to set up the power. Not that people usually specify the www part anymore. Because, A, it's either instinctual for people, or most sites... Hang on. I did reconnect it here, but that other bit was complaining about loss of power. It's because I moved the power cable. Not that this isn't connected. It's that you aren't next to a power thing anymore. I think what I'll do is I will just move you and just tuck you right there. Excellent. And then, yeah, you're powered up. Yeah, excellent. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll have to put some signals here too, but I don't actually have that many on me. Although, so I'll probably, yeah, actually I'll have to grab some more anyway. I should probably drop some signals here on the way. This is probably not quite as close together as I would like. I like to do every, 2, 3, maybe 4 train lengths. Oh, and then this isn't set up yet either, which you're going to do this. Yeah. If I tell you to go here, path. Oh, because you're on the wrong side. Yes, indeed. We might just change the station. We'll just let it do this for now. That crisscross won't matter because there's nothing else coming over here. But yeah, we'll turn the station around, or we'll just do this. I mean, it doesn't actually matter because this is not part of our normal track. Like, this is just going to be a dead end. Our normal track is going to be, it's going to go off probably somewhere here. Oh, we got to watch that cliff. That looks like it's okay. So it'll go off that way, because I think what's going to happen is where our old coal mine is. Oh, yeah, all these goddamn cliffs. I might do the coal drop off right over here. We'll have to underground belt a bunch to go underneath this. But that actually might be okay. Might be fine. And yeah, because otherwise what I'll have to do is, it's not a huge job, but I think what we might do to unscrew this and not have to make too many changes, I will just change it so that the train stop is over here, which means we have to stretch this out a little bit, and the cliffs might just get in the way. So I think what will happen is once we get cliff explosives, I was going to say, please don't be me too close. I'll just blow up these cliffs, extend this a little, put the train stop over there, and then I can uncross the tracks, and it's going to be fine. Yeah, so we played with Factorio Death World before. One day, maybe I'll do it again. But I find the alien stuff, like, one of the things I like about Factorio is it's a very zen game. It's not very zen when there's aliens going tweet, tweet, tweet all the time and blowing up your shit. I'm here for grenades, train stops. That's probably it. I still have lots of track. I don't need more miners. I've got lots of those. Power cables are good. Okay. Pick up, yeah, a double stack of grenades. And then my signals are over here. I'll grab a full stack of the stops, which means I have a few extra. And then, yeah, I'll fill up my current stack of this. Fill up my current stack of that. You can complain all you want. That's okay. Let's say drop some stuff. We have too many transport belts. We can drop some of those off. And I'm still okay with our inventory situation. Okay. Yeah, alright, that looks good. Not this coal patch, it's that one. Trying to decide what the fastest way to get back there is. I could drive straight there, but I think I'll drive to the rail track. Because then I don't have to dodge trees, and the trains are really fast. Should get rid of all these trees. Still need to add a little bit more over here to the iron. Oh! Slight collision. Oh! See, that's a little annoying. Now it lets me... Okay. Yeah, I'm going to change that back. And I'm going to turn this off as well, because I only want to see the stuff I've got done. Because, yeah, I don't want to let me pick up something as a ghost image. Because then I'll just be confused, because I'll pick something up, think I've got it in my inventory, place it, not realize it's a ghost, and then be very confused as to why something never starts working. Oh, Hort the Arrows. Yeah, man. Bring it. Need something else to shoot after all these aliens are gone. Basically, the aliens are just space elves here. Which, I mean, space elves is kind of what the Vulcans are, I suppose, but... Okay. We might be a little close to the northern end of the coal patch here. But it's not the end of the world if we can't mine the like, slight northern-ish thing because the rail track can get in the way. Not the worst thing ever. Now, what I'm not sure about yet... Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume we're going to keep the track going straight this way. To somewhere. Off in the distance. Now. Where would I like to do the pickup and drop-off for this? I need a certain amount of space. I actually think what I might do is do it down here. Mine here, float down here into a station, and then hop on there. Yeah, I think I like that. Thing is, technically we're losing one strip of that, but only the one strip of the mining. Because I can butt it here, and you can see, like, it does, you know, go past. If I did this, we'd be able to get all the coal. But yeah, this will be fine. Float that way? Probably. So if we do that, we're gonna need a certain amount of space here. We're gonna want to allow for up to 8 lines. Actually, I'll keep them together. Normally I put a space of 2, because that lets you do undergroundy belt things, because I think the reds can't reach 8, right? Yeah, they do 6? Yeah. Do the blues reach 8? I don't remember if the blues go underground further. But anyway, this lets us do an 8x8 balancer, which I'm not going to build by hand. So we're not actually going to have an 8x8 balancer until we have blueprints that we can import. There's no way I'm building 8x8 by hand. I ain't crazy. Wow. Not that crazy. 16x16 balancer. No one likes any trees, right? Trees are terrible. We all agree? If not, get out. Ah, I was hoping it would be just out of range. Okay. So ideally, what we want is we want the pickup to be over here and then go out, and then we want an input area over here. That's probably too close. Okay. I wish I could just delete this like a, you know, using the delete blueprint and get my bots to go and do that for me. So probably the first thing to do is to put down the T-junction. Or at least the plan of it. So you're going to be coming in from here. Yeah. I have to physically turn my body to make sure we got the right hand thing. I'm curious, do British people that play Factorio, do they do left-hand rail?
It's whiskey and chocolate.
It's whiskey and chocolate. Not going to overlap that. I think we're going to be okay. Hey, Moose! I like trees. Some of them taste nice. Oh, yeah, and confirmation from the chat that the British do the other side drive. I mean, I guess this doesn't matter because we can park the train on a curve, but this does show the length is where we want it. 1, 2... Oh, it's not, actually. Well, you know what? Let me do the other side of this. That overlaps the coal a little bit. I mean, unless I guess I could do the rail on the other side. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to, actually. Or I have to make sure there's enough room for a train to wait here, but it could wait on a curve. Let's see here. Yeah, if I just put a stop here, a train could sit on that. Now, I don't usually need more than one train on the input, but I sort of want to come up with a design that I can blueprint. And then stretch this out a little until we figure out what the length of this station can be. Yeah, the stop is there, so as long as we're on a straightaway with 4 cars. That last one curves. That looks straight to me. So it feels like that can be moved as well. Like that is all we need. Now, can I do this without it looking stupid? Gonna work okay? Yeah, okay. It's just because we have one extra long bit. It's looking all right. Not right in the middle. I don't know if that's bothering anyone. It's not bothering me. I mean, the station's not going to be inherently symmetrical anyway, because one end's going to look different. Because it's got the locomotive end over there. You know? I could probably just build the train. Mode activated? No. Oh, that's weird. I'm used to always having 5 cargo wagons, or 4, well, actually 5, because that's a stack. 5 cargo wagons in my inventory. That's fine. Actually, I don't think I've got enough of these either. I think I'll have enough to do one side, and then not quite enough to fit. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I still need the double side. Because I still want the carts, or the boxes. Chests. You know, one of those words. Alright, why are you blinking? Because I don't have the signals set up over here, maybe? Because these should have all a direction. Let's just do the entrances and exits. There you go. You're properly a block, and the blinking over there is done. And you got a red light there, which is perfect. Okay. I mean, since I'm not just using blueprint and construction bots, I mean, it's better to do both sides, but I may not truly need to bother just because, you know, it's a lot of work. And I don't think we're going to have a problem with the speed at which coal loads. We still don't go through that much coal that quickly, so this is going to last for a pretty long time. Because this is a massive patch. There's no reason to blueprint this, because I mean, I have to place everything down manually, and it's not like there's anything to figure out. But the idea here is at some point, these things are going to get loaded up with stuff. 4 of them are going to go there and load onto the other side. But for now... You're just going to do this. We can get bots real quick. All we have to do, we're very close to getting our blue science going. And blue science unlocks like all the good stuff, really. But I want to do this because we're not that far from running out of coal in our original coal patch. And that would be a bad thing. Yeah, it looks like it's lined up okay if I... Well, let's do that for an extra little space. Then one of those, and you're going to start producing... Actually, I guess you're going to be going on the far side. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, we're going to want a balancer now. I'm not going to, again, as discussed, I'm not going to build an 8x8 balancer. What I'm probably going to do is just build 2 4x4 balancers and... Or, actually, what I'll do is I'll merge the 8 into 4 and then put in a balancer, which is not going to be anywhere close to a proper balance, but is going to be 99% good enough for what we're just aiming for right now. I think that might be all the miners I have with me. Which is fine. Yeah. See, and that's why I don't like to have the that ghost mode thing on all the time, because it would be picking up ghost modes here, which is what I use to check my inventory. And again, if I start putting down ghost miners, I'm like, wait a minute, these aren't mining at all. I will be very confused. So, yeah, maybe a little bit more room. Well, let's see. Yeah, like that. Okay. Like that. And like that. And then... Not even close to what an 8-to-4 balancer should be. I don't think. But it doesn't matter. Actually, the easiest thing to do is to do this part first. That guy at the top never got connected. Let's do that. Done, done, done. Okay. We'll have to keep an eye on the pollution, make sure this doesn't trigger anything new, but it shouldn't. There are a couple of bases over here that I cleared out before the stream. Chukka, chukka, chukka. Done, done, done. Loading the boxes. Done, done, done. Okay, let's name this. Like that. Grab you. I should have a train stop that's closer to like my bus, my mega mall, basically. It's not a mega mall. We're not going to be building a mega mall. Whee! Ah, stop! Holy crap! There ain't no brakes on this crazy train. It is funny that it never does damage to the locomotive. It does damage to the other thing I hit, including other locomotives. I don't know how the damage mechanic works. Yeah, it's just throughput limited. Like, it'll work. Yeah, that quasi 8-to-4 balancer will work. It just might not work at maximum speed, which isn't actually a problem in any way whatsoever for what we're looking to do right now. What I'm looking for? Oh, yeah, train cars. Anything else I need while I'm here? Oh, apparently I could use a bunch of yellow inserters, and actually some stack inserters as well. There you go. Pick up a stack of that. Locomotives is fine. We still have lots of track, lots of belts, which we don't really need anymore right now anyway. I can clear the Roboport since we're not doing that regardless. You know, since we're going back anyway, I'll pick up 100 mining drills, and we'll go and slap those down too. Maybe, actually, let me pick up some more medium poles, because we're going to use some for this. There we go. I really would like to get some concrete soon, too, so we can pave everything. Oh, yeah, that's something I didn't mention. I did go and make a little thingy to start on modules, because I put productivity modules in all the science stuff. They're not running right now. It was just ready, but productivity modules here, so we get some free science, and then you can put the productivity modules in all of the science producers as well. So it dramatically, effectively has kind of a multiplicative effect, so that you really don't need, it's a fraction less material. I'll grab all of you. Let's grab some of those. Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be too much. Put half of them back. 700. Okay, that's looking okay. Woof! That wouldn't be possible without the snapped angle mod with the car. Oh wait, this is gonna be put me on the wrong side. Oh, I was gonna grab stack inserters. Okay, I won't need them for what I'm doing now, but when we do the drop-off station, we will. But yes, I was supposed to pick up a bunch of stack inserters. I guess I can, yeah, put this down properly too. Cargo wagons. There you go. You don't have any instructions yet, and that's fine. And what I'll do, even though we will have refueling stuff later, for this stop, I might as well just do that. I might not do the whole path, although I do have a lot of the miners. I don't know, maybe it's worth just getting it done. So we're definitely going to mine this whole thing out in the long run. Well, I suppose it partially depends on how quickly I move to solar power. Although even with solar power, I tend to not dismantle my old coal power. Did it not? I clicked and dragged, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, Beer Hunter, I actually was working on it the other day. My schedule's still annoyingly tight right now. I really would like to do a proper mobile version of the Fire Dice game from last Lemon Dare. And I did actually work on it yesterday. But no timeline right now. It unfortunately has to be pretty low priority in my work queue. Gotta make them videos instead. Not that I'm complaining. I think I've got enough for one more row. Yeah, 20. We might not cover the whole patch, but that's fine. Just come back and do it later, probably between streams. Okay. So you go to here. I guess doing it this way is actually surprising. We really only need, whoops, the, oh no, we do have 5 lanes. Okay. Let's say, did we only need the 4 to start off with because we didn't finish this? But no. We did 6. Actually, it might need a 7th in the end. But still, so that's going to come through. And again, it's not going to be full throughput, but it'll just end up getting backed up at some point, so it's not really a problem. Alright, I'm going to grab you for a bit. Oh, so not as fast. Earns me the old SimCity in the best way. If you've never played Factorio and you are a fan of things like SimCity and stuff, yeah, you'd probably get a lot of enjoyment. Right over here. Whoa, the bus. Or the train. The bus on rails. So, okay. I want to figure out the other side first. Yeah, I will, and I still kind of like the idea. Where's my car? Dude, where's my car? I've never seen that movie. I still kind of like the idea of probably trying to drive by minimap and then watch back over here. Building something on the other side of the cliff. By the coal. Down here. Say something's not right. That is correct. Something was not right. There we go. Right over here. And I'll have to get stack inserters to do this, but let's do the rest of it a little first. Ow. Now, we don't really need, in the end, like, 8 lanes of coal or anything remotely close to that, but I think what I'll do is we will go and unload 8 to over here, and then we can deal with how we want to route things. And yeah, I'll well, maybe I won't split. I will put them all close together. Again, often I like to have a gap of 2 so that we can run some undergrounds. But I think we'll do this, and then we'll probably have an 8x8 splitter, and then we'll scatter, you know, things to wherever needs coal. Because I don't even need to do that. Hold on. So probably do is figure out just enough for this. this is going to look like that to that. No. Yeah, that to that. Okay. Which means you're going to do something like this, and I think that's going to be there and like that. So really, it's this part. Okay. And I think from here, what we want to do is going to be that. So